Hello and welcome, Desert Mountain members, to another edition of the Desert Mountain Podcast, the 50th edition.
We're really rolling here.
This is the golden edition, I believe. My name is Michael Craven, joined by Kim Atkinson. Hello, Kim.
Hello, Michael.
Patrick McKenzie across the table. Hi, Patrick.
Hello, Michael.
They say 50th golden, right?
50th golden. We have not been canceled yet.
Yes.
Celebration.
Hey, we've got a podcast loyal. I mean, we're counting those views, we're counting the listens, and we do. We've got a great following of members who want to hear what's happening week to week. So congratulations.
Yeah,
congratulations, everybody.
We appreciate all of our loyal listeners.
That's right.
Today, I guess we got a golden boy of our own joining us.
Yes.
Up on the screen, calling in today, joining us from Chicago. This is Richard Franklin. Hello, Richard.
Woo! Live via Microsoft Teams. We have the technology.
Absolutely.
Richard is the head of junior golf development and
had quite the cameo in a Friday Jam a little while back when we did the Major League
That's right.
parody.
Your reveal, your welcome to the club was
He was Wild Thing. He was Wild Thing, came out of the Bay.
My first day on the mountain just got thrown right into it.
Literally your first day here. We have to include that link into the
Let's
Mountain
do it.
Minute.
Let's do it.
Okay. This is how we met Richard. Exactly. But it's not your first time being in this business at all. You have a very long and storied career that led you to Desert Mountain. So tell us a little bit, Richard, about where you came from and how you ended up here.
Well, yeah, thank you. So as mentioned, I'm here in Chicago. This is where I grew up. Parents are international based, parents from Zimbabwe, actually. So spent quite a bit of time in Southern Africa as a child. Growing up playing all the sports, playing junior golf here in Chicago, but super excited to be, spending half of my year now in beautiful Arizona, which I'm loving. Always been a sports enthusiast, as I mentioned. Played golf throughout the junior ranks, through high school, played a little bit in college. So I went my freshman year, small school in Boca Raton, Florida Atlantic University, and then transferred to U of A. And that's my connection to Arizona for those parents that get my 520 text messages. You know what I'm talking about. Never let go of it. So have always had a love affair with the desert and the outdoor lifestyle. Obviously, the golf is fabulous. So anyway, played a little bit of golf there and played professionally for the Canadian PGA Tour at the time, kind of bouncing around what was then the Nationwide Tour. And here I am as a 15-year veteran, coaching exclusively 4 to 14-year-olds. So it's been quite a journey.
So half the year in Arizona, it is a kind of a welcome home for you, having been a U of A Wildcat and loving the desert. So you're not alone in having sort of a few months in another city. Our members often enjoy the same. And so we're excited to welcome you back to your winter home here in a couple of weeks.
I can't wait. As you can see here, it's already hoodie weather here in Chicago. So, as soon as that first cold wind comes off the lake, I know it's time to be back in Scottsdale. So.
That's right. That's right. And you are wearing the hoodie. That's right. So the hoodie's got a very interesting logo on there. Discover Golf. There's a spaceman.
What is that?
Spaceman with a golf bag.
Well, that's probably a long conversation, but the snapshot is Discover Golf is my company. It's my methodology. It's my life. It's my passion. Really, what it is a philosophy that looks to play and games as the medium through which children develop as humans, as developing children, but then obviously, how they develop their golf skills in tandem with that. So I've been enamored with the philosophy behind play. I live it every single day. I'm probably half golf coach, half game designer. I consider myself as much a game engineer as a coach at this point. I really have seen over the years that, when a child is fully engrossed in play and focused and engaged, they are the best representation of themselves. And it's really a blessing to be able to just be involved in that day in and day out. So Discover Golf is kind of corralling all of those ideas and trying to share it with the world.
We've been out there quite a bit with you, with a lot of the kids, seen a lot of those games. It's amazing when you watch a kid interact with those games, and it seems to really bolster their love for the game of golf. It kind of takes it to another level. It incorporates another dynamic into it. It's so different than having a golf coach out there with you on the range and just trying to
perfect your swing.
Right. It just brings a whole other element.
As a child, yeah, it's a little bit more fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you could point to a lot of different perspectives here, a lot of different areas of research, but it really comes down to, we as human beings, we're emotional, social creatures. And I think if you're not doing everything you can as a coach, especially working with young people, to develop a strong emotional connection, with what they're doing, you're running uphill. So I really try day in and day out to think of, interesting ways in which we can create a variety of contexts that emotionally resonate with kids. And I think that's what's really beautiful about games and play is, some days we're working on an activity that's all about collaboration, and I can only do one thing and you can only do one thing. And there's that amazing camaraderie and team spirit. Other days, it's appropriate to, kind of lock horns a little bit and let's sort of tease out the themes of competition and what it means to be a competitor, but also at the same time to be a good sport. I mean, I think that's, tightly woven in the fabric of golf is that there's nothing wrong. In fact, it's a beautiful thing to go out for 4.5 hours and compete with the golf course, compete against your personal best, compete against others. I think everybody that's going to watch this probably agrees and is passionate about the competitiveness of golf, even if it may be just competing against, again, your personal best. So these are really kind of big themes, big topics that I think it's disingenuous to sit there and tell a child like, hey, let me tell you what it means to compete, or hey, let me tell you what it means to be a team player. I mean, you can get kind of a bumper sticker slogan from anybody. But to put a child in that environment and then, be a champion, be a steward of what's happening, and then, be able to, maybe after the event have a bit of a postmortem and say, hey, what were we thinking when this happened? Maybe we could have played this different strategically. And, wasn't it great when you were amped up, like how much further you hit the golf ball? Like, what is that all about? And it just really is, just a beautiful petri dish, I think, of, the bigger themes that I'm trying to endorse with our kids.
So I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot here, Richard. I hope you're okay with this. But I happen to hear from a few adults around the mountain that they would like to be introduced to crocodology and knocking down some crocodile teeth in a game style, little bit of a adult event. So can we put that together? Can we put it on the calendar?
I love it. I know. John Lieberger and Paxton have been whispering in the background to get that done. So I'm all in. Please, play is for everybody. You tell me where you want it set up, and I'll be there.
All right. So the parents. Let's start with some moms and dads and grandparents and get them out and introduce them to this Discover Golf experience that we have. The Junior Sports Academy totally dedicated to this because it's really something to explain it. It's another to experience it, and it's so much fun. You do an amazing job, Richard.
Well, I appreciate that and would love the opportunity to show as many people on the mountain that want to have a good time with us. Like I said, you tell me where to be, I'll be there.
Richard, he does such a great job with the kids. I mean, he makes it easy to fall in love with the game. For a kid that has never played before, especially.
Was that something that was always in your nature, kind of coach? Because we have seen you out there, and the kids really do seem to gravitate toward your coaching style. How did you develop that, or how long have you had that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, I still at times kind of surprise myself. I mean, off stage, so to speak, because I kind of feel like that's what it is sometimes. You know, I'm a pretty quiet, introverted person, but there's just something about, I really do look at it like it's such a grand privilege, you know, to be able to, again, create these environments that inspire young people to energetically pursue goals, you know, to invite them into this world where focus is paramount. And again, you know, collecting goals is paramount. I mean, I get so much energy. You know, we just finished up a coaching session here with 50 kids, and I'm still revved up and excited. And it just, I just really feel blessed to be on that stage, to be in that environment. So it's just something sort of washes over me like a wave. And I just feed off that energy, and I certainly try to, you know, rechannel that energy and put it back into the environment and back into our kids or whoever's, you know, playing DG with me.
Well, it shows. I think the first shoot we did with you, Richard, I mean, you were more animated than the kids almost. I mean, they really, you make it so fun for them, and that just kind of makes it a little bit more comfortable for them, and they get settled in pretty quick. It's special to watch.
And apparently the adults too.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to get out there.
So the new to the game kids, you also have classes that are dedicated for some of your more advanced students. And Michael and Patrick actually had the chance to be around some of the most advanced golf players among our youth this weekend, because we had the drive, chip and putt event on Sunday. So how do you adjust your style, and what do you bring to that to be able to appeal to a young first timer or early learner versus some of the more
polished?
Yes.
Yeah, another great question. You know, I think, you know, you could just look directly at the research there. You know, there's a discussion around what they say deliberate play and deliberate practice. You know, there's kind of a bridging period where, you know, deliberate play is exactly what it sounds like, that it's structured play environments. It's very much designed at times to be kind of sandboxy and open-ended, and to inspire kids to have a sense of independence and autonomy and creativity, very low stakes. You know, all of those things, you know, give the child the best chance to discover, right, you know, themselves in the sporting context. And then, you know, I think, you know, what I always look for is, you know, it's the child's commitment. You know, if the child at hand is intrinsically motivated, they say, hey, look, I'm loving this pursuit of mastery. I really want to see how good I can get it. If they're sponsoring the kind of next step, and I think that's a really important piece of the puzzle, is sometimes that comes early. You know, sometimes, you know, you'll get a 9, 10, 11-year-old, you know, for whatever reason, you know, has found, you know, those kind of initial mastery moments, is having some success on the golf course, is playing drive, chip and putt, maybe U.S. kids tournaments, and wants to take their game a little bit more seriously. You know, sometimes it comes at 13, 14, 15. And then, quite frankly, sometimes it doesn't come at all, which is, you know, there's not a right or wrong scenario here. You know, I've got tons of my juniors that say, hey, coach, I love coming, hanging out with you and my friends, and enjoying, you know, the beautiful outdoors and playing some games and not taking this too seriously. And it's a great, you know, kind of recreation space for me. Again, I think most of the membership on the mountain can appreciate, you know, how important, you know, quality recreation is. Just, you know, the power of play, so to speak. You know, so there's really no hard and fast rule to timing. But when I think that, you know, the child, again, is presenting themselves as ready for this next step, it's just easing into, okay, you know, there's going to be probably some more explicit coaching, and, you know, I'm not going to maybe give them as much slack. You know, I'll be a little bit more assertive in, hey, you know, we're kind of out of our bandwidth here on, you know, club path direction or whatever kind of technical aspect we're working on. And, you take your time, bridging that gap into a little bit more seriousness of coaching. But certainly the structure changes. But I think no matter what, I think that the key message, whether you're a touring professional or a 14-year-old or something in between, always making sure it's a game, right? Always making sure that your practice excites you, that it has a reward premise, that that you can in some sense gamify it or make it playful. I think you see even at the highest level, you watch Tiger warm up, that he's always hitting low shots, high shots. He's always going through the bag with a variety of different patterns of his golf ball. That's maybe a more serious form of play, but you can see that the playful attitude that the best that ever's played this game works with when he's in even a competitive mindset. So I'm always advocating, no matter how quote unquote serious you want to be, making sure that creativity and fun is part of the equation.
Good advice in golf
Great.
and in life.
Yes.
Exactly right.
Okay, so you're going to wrap up in Chicago, come into Scottsdale in a few weeks. We have a new session starting October 25th. So we need to get our kids and our families all geared up for that, get them signed up. And you have some times after school. So it's convenient, easy, and we're looking to have how many kids? Anywhere from starting at 5 kids, 6 kids?
We
Go on up. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, we're, as is always the case, the more the merrier. Consider this an open invitation to what we're doing. Whether you have done or your child has done the DG program, one of the last 2 years, or is considering it, or is brand new to golf. Come one, come all. We will find a great spot for you. We'll find a great environment for your child. I mean, I think as much as anything, I hope that this, quick chat, helps people, get a better understanding of who I am, what the program is. I'll say this just briefly. I've been coaching junior golf pretty much every day for the last 15 years. I've been very fortunate to do it in some amazing places. Last week we did an event for the LPGA Tour in Portland, which was fabulous. Sharing Discover Golf with thousands of families. There is not a finer place to learn the game of golf, and I think just to be awestruck by the scenery and the opportunity we have at the back of the range at Outlaw. So I know the membership knows just how special that place is, but I sincerely invite any and all juniors to what we're doing. They can get in contact with me, and like I said, we will find a really great coaching environment for everybody.
Well, we've got everything loaded up on the member website. I think there's some information too in the event guide that's been distributed. So your contact information is widely accessible. Of course, in the Mountain Minute, we're going to link everybody right to your inbox. So we're excited to reintroduce you to the club and the Junior Sports Academy with Richard Franklin, bringing Discover Golf to the Mountain. So exciting.
Love it. That sounds great. Yeah. If there's any ever questions about timing and this and that, the best thing is just reach out to me. I'm always available to the membership, and we'll figure it out.
Great.
The one thing I would reiterate too is what you said about kind of the different levels of expertise, the different experience levels. Really, when we go out there truly are older kids, younger kids who have been playing for 8 years, kids who've been playing for a few months. So everybody really is welcome out there, and I think they all have fun equally, and they all learn more, even at their own unique level. So,
yeah, I mean that's the challenge, and I think the promise of a well-run junior program is that you're able to create little micro environments within the macro environment of an hour and a half, and myself and Coach Corey and those that'll be helping us, this winter. We are going to, craft just great experiences for, again, those that have never played before, those that are looking to be the next Masters champion, and everything in between. So come join us back at the range at Outlaw.
All right.
And we'll wait for the adult version too, Kim.
Yes, we'll get that scheduled. That needs to happen.
Richard, I got to know, what's your last Chicago restaurant you're going to hit before coming over to
Ooh,
Arizona?
good question.
Last, well, I'm a sucker for a good steak, so it'll probably be, and shoot, it's tough to beat kind of Gold Coast area. So you know what? I'll probably go to Gibson's and hang with the family down there and soak in Chicago one more night before I head out.
Okay. And for those of you that don't know, Mike is from Chicago as well. So does that ring a bell to you, Mike?
I have been to Gibson's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's great. It's really great.
Got the Gibsons, we got the U of A.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm sensing a theme. I was born in Chicago too, so there you go.
Wow.
All right. Well, Richard, Michael, Patrick, great session. Anything else you want to share with our members, Richard, before we do some wonderful, great shots around the mountain?
No, I think that's well covered. A little context about DG, what's going on here in the next couple months, and shoot, we better back up this promise to do the adult DG. So here we go.
I really sold that pretty hard. Sorry, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I don't think Richard. I don't know if you've been. This is your first time on the podcast, so you don't know how we do things around here. But we kick it away to shots. Get some holes in one. Get some eagles.
Yeah.
So let's kick it back to the.
Doing some shout outs.
We'll be right back. Indeed, there were holes in one and eagles this week. A little bit of both. Starting us off, we had John Henninger Thursday, September 22nd, with a hole in one at number 4 at Outlaw. Congratulations, John. Then the next day, Friday, September 23rd, another hole in one. This time, Larry Giebelhausen, number 18, Geronimo. What a way to finish a round, coming back into the clubhouse. Beautiful. And last but not least, Dean Demetriou, Sunday, September 25th, with an eagle on number 8 at Crew Chiefs. Keep those shots coming, and we will see you again next week. Back to the studio. All right. Awesome shots, as always. Few more this week. I think we only had one last week. We kicked it up a notch.
We're kicking it up.
right.
We're kicking
That's
it back up. We're coming into the season.
Congratulations,
Here we go.
members.
And Richard, maybe some of your students will be on that list this winter.
Never
That'd be
know.
nice.
Let's get some Eagles.
Book that. No question about it. Eagles, birdies, the whole thing. What we do.
All right.
I love
Nice.
it.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us once again. And members, thank you so much for staying with us for 50 plus episodes. More to come.
Woo-hoo. Woohoo. All right. Thank you, members. We'll see you around the mountain.
Thank you.
See you around the mountain.